First time here also at the Rock and Roll. Let's give a big hand to Chris Springer. Woo!
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's hear it for Danny for coming out and letting these amateur comics just take over. Gotta love that. My last name is Springer, and as far as I know, I'm not related to Jerry Springer. However, he has come up in conversation, obviously having the same last name as him, so I did a little research about the guy. Before he was a talk show host, he was a country and western singer. I don't know if you knew that. That must have been absolutely horrible. And then before that, he was a politician. And he lost his seat in government for purchasing a prostitute, which is not at all uncommon for politicians. However, the way he did it was staggering. He paid for his prostitutes with checks. And that's what got him. So then my mind started to race, and I said, I would love to read what was in the memo section of those checks. Couldn't you see the city clerk say, Mr. Springer, what's a Cleveland steamer? And how about a rusty trombone? You got 2 of those. I'm going to warn you, I'm sort of the IKEA of comedians, and by that I mean my jokes will be given to you in pieces, and you are responsible to bring them home and assemble them yourself and then laugh. I can actually give you my telephone number for some of these jokes. You call me in the middle of the night and say, that was funny. My favorite shows are Axemen and Deadliest Catch and Ice Road Truckers, and I've come to the conclusion that I'm better at watching other people work than actually doing my own work. So I was going to actually shoot for an upper management position and quote those as my references. Well, I watched a lot of Axemen. I don't like guys, well, I shouldn't say I don't like, but I strongly dislike people that say, is that right? And let me give you an example. You come into work on a Monday morning and I'll meet a coworker and then I'll say, hey, how you doing? He says, hey, pretty good. He goes, what did you do this weekend? I said, I went hiking. And he says, oh, is that right? Yeah, it's right. That's why I just said I went hiking. Why would you say, is that right? Of course it's right. I just said it. My goodness. I think before you go to the movies, there should be a height requirement, just like a roller coaster. And here's why, because if you are at least this tall, you won't be crying and talking through my movie. Not down here, not even able to speak. If you're at least this tall, I know that you can keep it together. Please. Interesting new law in the books coming up here in San Francisco is the sit and lie law. I don't know if you're familiar with this. This is predominantly on Haight Street is where I see most of the culprits. But this is a law to get people to basically not sit around or lie down on the sidewalk. And so I saw a protest about this the other day while I was on Haight Street. And the sign said, stand against sit lie. And I thought, that's a horrible protest. They want you to stand up. Apparently grassroots politics jokes aren't gonna land here, but that's okay. I'm a bit of a solar phobe, and by that I mean I do not like the sun directly on me. I do respect the sun for its life-giving properties, etc. But I don't like to be like in it, baking and shriveling up, etc. So I'm always after the highest SPF, the sun protection factor, that I can find. I'm actually up to 100 SPF, if you can believe that or not. But I just know what's coming next. The news is going to say that the chemicals in there give you sunblock cancer. So I'm sure that I'm going to sidestep all the melanoma and go right to 100 SPF sunblock cancer. Apparently cancer jokes aren't going to land either, but that's okay. It's all a learning experience, that's for sure. I'm wearing these Skechers shape-ups. They're supposed to get me in shape. And they're also supposed to help my posture. We know that isn't working. But the question I get most often with these shoes is, do they help your ass? Hey, do they help your ass? Do they make your ass look better? And quite frankly, I don't know. What kind of question is that? However, I do feel comfortable with you. I'd like you to look at my ass if you could. Just check it out. Check out the tuchus. I'll be back in a couple weeks. And you tell me, how do Skechers do? Did they make it look better? Apparently that's not going to do anything either. Hey, when you get, just out of curiosity, this isn't really a joke, this is more of a question. When you go to, Jeremiah, when you go to Taco Bell, does your taco come broken, like, every time? Well, I mean, like, even when I get it for there, I bring it from the tray to my table and I sit down and it's broken. I think they're just snapping it on me. Here's your taco, pop! That's weak. That's really weak. I'm sure you've heard that the military is going to waive the don't ask, don't tell policy. That's on the books to discuss that. First off, when would that even come up, actually? Like, okay, out of the foxhole, let's throw a bomb and you get the grenade. Wait a minute, have you ever had sex with a man? Okay, no, you don't do the grenade. I mean, I don't know, that's another whole thing. But anyway, this policy of don't ask, don't tell, I think if the military ditches it, then the Hispanic community of Arizona might want to pick it up. For, you know. On that note, the Mexican community of Arizona, there is some promising news out of that state. Promising news out of Arizona is that they have located several locations throughout the state where they will not be hassled. Those are Home Depot parking lots. Absolutely not getting hassled there. Okay, well when the news says the victim was killed execution style, my mind starts to race. It starts to just whiz and whiz and whiz, because what other styles could I be killed? Could I be killed barbecue style? Could I be killed ranch style? Art Deco style? Ladies and gentlemen, the victim was killed doggy style. Thank you, that's all my time. Thanks, Dan.